who are considered the men in reconciled science and religion.
Michio Kaku. He says that the mind of God is cosmic music that is played in 11 hyperdimensional dimensions.
Can you please share with us three of your best experiences with God, your relationship with God? Okay, regarding emotional intelligence, at what age do you think people should learn or start learning about emotional intelligence? Can you please tell us what's your name, your full name?
Hi, my name is Ivan Dario Moreno Piraquive. I'm from Colombia, but I'm currently living in Florida, United States.
We know that you were born in Colombia. So what city were you born in? And until what age did you live there?
I was born in Bogota. Bogota is the capital city of Colombia. I was raised in Bogota. I studied there my primary and secondary school. And after that, I went to Canada for an exchange program. I studied in Canada for a year. And after that, I went back to Colombia to pursue my university degree in languages and sociocultural studies at Los Andes University in Bogota.
So you basically graduated from Canada?
I graduated. I did the last year of high school in Canada. Yeah, and after that, I went back to Colombia.
Okay, so besides your studies in Colombia, where else have you studied in the world?
While I was studying in Bogota, I had the chance to go to Australia. I studied in Australia and New Zealand. And after that, I went to France. I took a course in France. That's it. After that, I just went abroad for work. But basically, I studied in Colombia, Australia, New Zealand, and France.
How did you have interest? What gave you the passion to study linguistics and sociocultural studies?
I remember I really liked animals. I wanted to become a zoologist, but I ended up studying languages and sociocultural studies. That happened when I was in Canada because I thought like pursuing a degree in biology wouldn't be good being in Colombia. So I switched to languages and sociocultural studies. That's what I did. And after that, I took some courses in a master's in education. And after that, well, I didn't finish that. And after that, I took courses in the master's of publishing. I didn't finish that. I didn't graduate, but I finally took a master's. I pursued a master's in educational technology with the University of Barcelona. I did it online. And after that, I pursued my doctoral program at Kaiser University, and I became a doctor in instructional design and technology.
Can you please tell us about your doctor's degree?
I got a degree in instructional design and technology.
PhD? Is that a PhD?
That's a PhD. So instructional design is field in which you can learn how to build like educational systems. So an instructional designer is a person that tries to combine different elements, including technological elements, so that learning may happen. So that's what I do. I'm a very creative person, so that PhD really suits me a lot because I can like materialize all my thoughts and my ideas, and that helped me build my own university. So that was one of the main reasons I decided to pursue this degree.
Who are considered the men in reconciled science and religion?
Well, the funny thing is that I never considered myself like that. It was my students who conceived that idea about me, but I like that idea, so I used it in my seminars because that's what I actually tried to do. I tried to reconcile religion and science. They have been fighting each other for centuries. So what I try to do is to try to reconcile both, because I think both are different perspectives of the same reality. So that's what I try to do, and that's what I try to teach my students in my courses and conferences and seminars. What I like about studying religion is about comparing different religions and trying to find out what elements of those religions are similar with each other. So that's what I like about studying religions. For instance, I've been studying the concept of Trinity. That is a very that's a concept that you find in Christianity. That you have the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That is one Son, but at the same time you have three. So you also have that concept in Hinduism and in other religions too. So I find it very fascinating to see that you have this concept. This is a very complex concept that you have it like in different religions. So I really like to study all these similarities among religions.
Okay, regarding emotional intelligence, at what age do you think people should learn or start learning about emotional intelligence?
Emotional intelligence should be taught from the very beginning, from like since you learned how to speak, because you learn how to name all those feelings and how to deal with them. So that's why parents need to teach children about emotions so they don't get frustrated by not knowing what's going on with them. At least they know what's happening when they know the name of that feeling. Parents should teach children how to deal with those emotions, with those feelings. Like in English, you have a difference between feeling and emotion. Like feeling is one thing is what your body feels, and the other thing is or how you interpret what your body feels. So you have to learn those two things.
Can you share with us two phrases two phrases about science and religion, maybe one per each?
There's this guy, he's a very famous physicist. His name is Michio Kaku. He says that the mind of God is cosmic music that is played in 11 hyperdimensional dimensions. And that makes me think that we are all part of an orchestra, that we all vibrate in that musical symphony. So that's a very nice way to integrate religion and science, that we're all part of the same thing and that we all vibrate and resonate on our own way. But our own way is part of that big symphony.
Okay, so can you please tell us about your parents? Were they academics as well as you are?
My father was a Christian preacher. I think he was a school teacher once, but I remember him as a preacher. My mother, she also was a school teacher, and she became the spiritual leader of the church that they both founded. So yeah, she's been teaching all these years, like 50 years already.
Can you please share with us values that you learned from your parents, from your father and your mother?
I think I learned from my father responsibility. He was a very responsible man. We never lacked anything. And from my mother, I learned persistence, determination, courage. She had to go through very difficult times, but she was a very brave woman. So I think I learned that from her, like how to be brave, how to be courageous, how to follow your dreams no matter what.
What's your mother's job or role that she plays in the religious community that she's a part of or she's a leader of?
She's a Christian leader. Both my father and my mother, they founded a church 50 years ago. So she became the leader of this church. So she's considered an authority for all these members of this church. She's even considered like a queen for them. That makes her a very important person in their lives. Yeah, that's about her.
Okay, so how do you feel or what it's like to be her son?
I'm really proud of my mother because she grew up in a very like a poor family. I remember that she did her high school when I was like 5 or 6 years old. So she had to struggle to be where she already is. It was not easy for her to become what she is like nowadays. So I don't want people to think that because of her. I want people to understand that I want to be seen as an ordinary person that has reach his goals because of my own efforts, my own self-discipline, my own confidence, determination, not because of her. Of course, she's helped me a lot and just trusted me in a way so that I can accomplish my own goals. But I want people to understand that what I've accomplished so far is because I have used her help and my own determination, self-confidence, hard work to be the person that I am nowadays. So, yeah, that's what I think about her. And I just want people to know that anybody can reach their goals if they have the will to do so, the courage, the persistence, the self-discipline, the confidence, not because of a name, not because you belong to a certain family or, I mean, that can help you, but it all depends on your own strength, on your own will.
Can you please tell us how's your experience with studying at Harvard University and Kaiser University? What's it like?
I really loved studying at Kaiser University. I did my PhD totally online, and I really like the way they structure all the classes. I really like the methodology they used. It was very demanding, but I really, really liked it. I'm a very autonomous person, so that kind of methodology actually helped me a lot because of my work, my trips. That really suited me a lot, like to be able to study from anywhere. And you really have to be very responsible because you have to do all these assignments. You have to be constantly like working online every week. It actually makes you become a very responsible person, and I really recommend this university. And Harvard's been, like Harvard already has this reputation. I feel so proud of being part of Harvard community. I've learned so much with all the courses that I've taken in Harvard because you are with other students, and these other students are also like outstanding students. So it's like you feel like there's some kind of competition because Harvard is very demanding too. So people really need to be, or like people need to be the best they can to have the best grades, and it's very motivating and inspiring to be with people that are so brilliant, that are so smart, and you feel that you can be even much better than what you think you can become. So Harvard actually pushes you to become the best of you. So that's my experience with Harvard and Kaiser University.
Can you please share with us 3 of your best experiences with God, your relationship with God?
Okay, my first experience with God was when I was 13 years old. I received the Holy Spirit, the baptism with the Holy Spirit. That's something that is very common in Pentecostal churches. It was a very transcendental experience because you actually feel you have God inside you speaking in tongues, and you have all this joy, and it was a very transcendental experience to me. And 2 years later, I received the gift of prophecy. So it was very transcendental to feel that like God is speaking through your lips using your own language. That is very transcendental too. Years later, when I started all my projects, like my language school, my school for adults, and it was like a nursery school.
The 3 businesses
The 3 businesses I started with, I lost everything. I even lost my own reputation. So years after that, like years later, I got a prophecy and I got this message that I would recover everything that I had lost, but I would get even more than I had. So that was fulfilled in time, and that was very life-changing because like from losing everything to getting back my things, my reputation, myself, that's a big thing. So I think that's one of the most important and transcendental things that has ever happened to me.
Si te ha gustado este video, regálanos un like y suscríbete a nuestro canal. Activa la campanita para que recibas más contenido como este. Gracias por mirarnos y gracias por seguirnos. Hasta pronto.